Question. Let's talk about this book since it's here. What is your favorite part about it?
Well, this book, The War on Normal People, basically, I am sold when I read this. I also own the audio recording of this book, which Adrian read. It talks about so many things in details. It's a very easy to read book, and it talks about it's like an autobiography of him, how he get to here to this point, and it's very personal. It's like it's written in first person, Andrea first person. It's not like a kind of a preaching kind of book, you know. It's very personal, and it talks about how he get there, what he has done, and then talks about specifically America facing the problem of, you know, poverty, medical system, automation, education. So it very clearly listed, and it's very easy to read, and a lot of statistics about the problem. You know, so the war on normal people, I guess, you know, people are facing this war, and a lot of time we don't even realize. You know.
What is your favorite part about the book?
Favorite part? I like so many parts. I don't know if I have a favorite part. I like his point on education. The education part is really to the point to me because I teach in college myself. So and I have a son who is, you know, in college right now. So I really that touches my, you know, my sort of a area, you know. So I teach music for many years, yeah, like 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
First question, you talked about the book,
Yeah.
The War on Normal People.
Right.
And now we're talking more about what made you an Andrew Yang supporter in the first place.
Yeah. So, my girlfriend, my schoolmate, when I was in college, lives in Boston area, and she told me about Andrew Yang, and I didn't pay too much attention. Then she said, I'm coming to New York to attend a rally in May 14, 2019, last year. So I said, okay, you come and I'll go with you, you know, because I like shoot stuff and I like capture events. So, and then for whatever reason, she was too busy. She didn't make it. She didn't come. And I said, okay, I already canceled, you know, my students and because I teach. So I said, I'm going anyway. So I went. I went with no expectations. Yeah, I didn't know much about engineering. I went, and I was very impressed. Not just by Andrew Yan's appearance, you know, I mostly was touched by people, because I see so many people there. They're not even Chinese, because you know Andrew Yan is Chinese. You know I relate to him, in because he's Chinese. I think you know we don't have Asian person has been like in the political front in this capacity for for 50 years at least. So anyway, so that's how I was first dosage of Adrienne is went to the rally, and then I made a film, and then my film got a lot of hit. You know, that first film actually didn't get a lot of hit. I take it back. But anyway, so then people started to ask me to film other event of him. So I went another one a month later, and then I got a book in June. I even remember June 4th, I got this book because I went to a fundraising event, and I read the book and I listened to the audio as well. And I was
So the rally was in May, and the event you got
yeah.
the book in June. So
yeah.
1 month later.
June 4th.
That's
yeah,
June 4th.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's a little bit, you know, 3 weeks later. So and I met Adrian on June 4th and took picture with him and stuff. So I think my liking or becoming a fan of Andrew Yang is very much like many people. There is a process, you know. First of all, I think you're curious about it, or you want to discover, and then you research, and then you're being influenced, and then the cycle continues. You know, you continue to discover more things, and then the more I do things with the other people, like Yang Gang, we call it Yang Gang. I am inspired, actually, by Yang Gang. You know, and people are so selfless. People are very smart. People are very articulated. People know Yan's policy inside out. You
What
know?
other states have you been to for this movement?
Yeah, I've been Connecticut,
Connecticut?
canvassing. Yeah, Connecticut, canvassing with Yang Gang. I went to Iowa for 2 weeks, 14 days.
Nice dog.
Oh, there's another person is coming. I think we have another journalist is coming
Nice.
to hook up with Nick. So I went to Iowa for 1 week, and then in the end of the 1 week, they said, "Can you stay for another week?"
Nice.
And I did. So that was really amazing, and I really didn't want to come back.
And you're going to Nevada next week, right?
I don't know about that.
Oh, you're not sure, right?
No, I'm in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New Hampshire.
I'm in New Hampshire. So I don't know. I may. Yeah, it's kind of like the momentum goes on, and it's kind of difficult to stop sometimes. You know?
So here's sort of a question, sort of a tough one. But I do want to ask it because if the possibility of
Trump winning, or God forbid, or like, Bernie winning, what's next for you?
If Bernie wins, I'm
Or
okay.
anyone, what's
I'm
next for you?
okay. Oh, so in other words, if what happened, Andrew Yang loses.
Yeah,
right?
what's next for you?
I think Andrew Yang winning or lose, I think I will be okay, because this movement brings people together. This movement brings us to think harder. Like this says, make America think harder. That's math. That is, and it brings out so many wonderful quality of people, and it brings out so many issues we have not talked about it. So I think it's worth the fighting. It's like a game, you either win or lose, right?
How many subscribers do you have right now? 2K? Was it 2K?
Almost 2K.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
getting paid for that? Or?
No, I'm not monetized.
Do you want to talk about that, or?
I'm not monetized yet because I applied for it, but for some reason I did something probably, not appropriate before. Like, I do a lot of music thing before. I record somebody's music. I'll record myself play Shostakovich. Somehow Shostakovich is now 75 years. He hasn't died, whatever. So there's a lot of copyright issue there. So probably prevent me for them to give monetize my video.
But how did you get so many followers in the first place?
Well, I don't have a lot of.
2K is a lot. I only have like maybe 10. Not even like.
Well,
2K is a lot.
Well, okay. Let's say before June, right? Last year. In other words, I started to do a lot of Andrew Yan's video since June. I probably had like 450 subscribers.
okay.
Yeah, and then since Andrew Yan's video, and I keep shooting, I keep providing content. People are actually waiting for my content. The first time I start to see people make comments, on my video. So it's pretty exciting. That also is a force, kind of reinforces me to go out, keep shooting events, and then keep providing content, So I think it's because the Andrew Yang videos that I become a little bit more popular than before.
Any tips for the next generation, politically and/or artistically?
Any tips for the next generation?
Looking politically, artistically to get into YouTube, or alright, politically to get into something like the Yang Gang.
Yeah,
Either or.
generation. Yeah, people need to I saw a lot of young and they're very young, like she's 19 and we have another 19. Yeah, we're videotaping us. So I already see younger generation is getting involved, but they need to do more. A lot of younger generation, they don't really care about politics. And NGN actually suggested one of his policy is like he thinks people should start to vote when they're 16 years old, not until 18. So the earlier you vote, the more you get involved. Yeah, and I would recommend young people or older people, um, just follow your passion and do yeah, just get out, just don't stay in, just go. And I have a philosophy is one thing leads to another. If you don't do one thing, there will be no another thing, whether you're getting paid or not. Actually, I'm not getting paid at all the videos are on my own time and my own equipment, but when people hire me to do things, it's more like a musical related project, filming. But
Yeah, I watched your documentary actually with Federico Busanero.
oh, yeah.
In 2017,
Yeah.
you released Federico Busanero documentary That Moment.
Yeah.
You ask him, what is the philosophy of your photography?
Yeah.
And he says, fundamentally, finding the right time, the right light, to take the best from the subject in front of you. And there's more. He says, photography is not a choice, it is a beauty. Why did you go from that moment to making videos about Andrew Yang? What was the buffer from that moment, that documentary, to changing your spectrum of more of an artistic point of view to a political point of view?
Yeah, I don't think there is a turning point for me to decide, like, okay, I'm going to put that subject down. Because with Federico, I was trying to make a feature documentary, but the process is getting a little complicated because I first filmed him in New York when he was here. And then actually it's a little bit political too because the subject is about he went to
Palestine.
Israel territory, Palestine, and then he sit there for like 3 times not during 9 months and shot all these land is deserted. So it's actually very political in that Middle Eastern subject. But I try to make that documentary a little bit longer because the 12 minutes went into a film festival.
Okay.
But then my idea is to making an hour or longer, like 75 minutes. So I actually made effort. I went to Italy. I chased him. He went back to his hometown, Italy, Grassetto in Italy. It's a town a little bit west of I think it's in Tuscany, So I went there and then I for a week or 10 days and tried to catch him work, try to pick his brain out, like more action kind of thing because otherwise it's a book. How much you can make him film about a book. Anyway, so that journey did not go too well, and it's a long story. So and then I came back and then sort of like it just get all these material. I don't know what to do. Sometimes when you shoot a lot of things, you don't know what to do with it. Like you have to sort of think. And NGN things came along. Is a gradual thing. Gradually, like I told you, May the event and then June the event. So I now just calculated with the short film interviews or
The violin, or what is it called? The instrument you play?
I play the viola.
Viola, yeah.
Yeah. So I calculated on my YouTube. I made like 96 films about Andrew Yang.
Wow.
Yeah, films like including video. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some.
I feel video is like you shoot something. That's it. It doesn't involve too much music or storyline or this and that. So including video, film, interview. I profiled like 30 youngin in Iowa because I think their voice need to be heard. Because every time I talk to them, they're just so amazing. So then I made an effort to shoot them during the time I was in Iowa. So,
if I may ask one more,
yeah.
I know I had one more question, but
Okay.
I do want to ask this.
Sure.
The next type of videos you shoot after the
presidential election, whether he wins or loses, what will they be like about Andrew Yang? Will they be like artistic? Where are you heading in your artistic direction?
I think when this movement, I wouldn't say stop. I don't think this movement will stop, will continue. When this election, if ended,
If he wins,
yeah, whatever it is, I will make a feature documentary about the whole thing because I have so much material,
Congrats.
Yeah.
So last question, you're from Manhattan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I saw that. In your live stream, you say, "We New Yorkers, we break rules." Awesome. Yeah. And but then you say, when you correct yourself, you say, "Sorry, we break rules, or at least you do." When you're driving, whatever. Just being, funny.
I'm a badass.
You're being funny. But when you said that, I knew you were a New Yorker. And as a New Yorker, what political issues stand out to you the most? That's the last question. So.
As a New Yorker.
Or I know you said education's one, but is there
yeah.
anything else, or is it mainly
Yeah.
education? So.
Yeah, political. I think New York. It would be nice to eliminate, or it would be nice to reduce the homelessness. I think we have more homeless now than a few years ago. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
it.
You haven't read this? Do you have
I'm gonna
time?
get a copy.
Do you have time to read?
I read some.
You can have it.
Huh?
You can have it.
I can have that?
Yeah.
Okay. I love books, man. I don't have to pay for it.
Make sure you read it.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, tell me a little bit about you, please.
So I am.
No, sit down.
Okay.
I think the camera's there.
Oh my god. Hi. So I am a college graduate from UMass Boston. Went to George Washington University initially. Then I transferred to UMass Boston. Got a degree in history. But I was fascinated by journalism, except journalism is one of those tough industries that doesn't pay well. So I've gotten into history, journalism, security, things like that. I work odd jobs. But my main passion is comics. So I'm a professional writer, historian, journalist. I do a lot of things. My fascination is African history, but I studied American history. And actually, my comic that I'm working on now has to do with African history. I'm writing a comic about the Battle of Biafra, which happened in the 60s, 70s, when Biafra fought a civil war to separate from Nigeria. So yeah, I'm half Biafran, half Kenyan, and I know more about my Biafran history than my Kenyan history, but more about that comic is to write about the Biafran history because that's what I'm more aware of. So. Yeah, but politically, where I stand for a climate issue. So politically, I believe in climate change. I think the climate is an issue. Also, I am someone that believes in veterans and veterans' rights. I believe another thing is that and there's so many issues that I can focus on. Student loan debt is the biggest one for me. So. College is expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that's more about me in a nutshell. I'm a Catholic.
I see.
Live in Boston.
Yeah.
Somerville now.
I see.
Live on my own, so it's pretty cool.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. So you're just here for a day or two, or you have been here?
Oh yeah, more is that I do a lot, as you know, I'm a journalist.
Yeah.
And I work with the Boston Institute for Nonprofit Journalism, just doing side gigs every now and then. So we're here in Manchester. We're stationed at the Shake Sheen pub, which you're invited to come to, get a free meal maybe and a free drink. You're a journalist, so we will hook you up. And but yeah, so I'm gonna be heading there after this. I'll just get my editor to call me a lift. And what we do is we have a whole bunch of journalists come up from Boston. Anyone that's a journalist could come to the Shake Sheen, if I'm saying that right. And we're just posted up there, and we're just writing about the primary. Not you guys, you're from Manhattan, but Manchester is the center of the world right now. Maybe the nation. Let's say the nation, not the world.
Yeah.
But it's the center of the nation right now, and we have to have journalists here. So the Binge, which is the Boston Institute for Nonprofit Journalism, works indirectly with the Dig Boston, which is an alt weekly newspaper located in Boston. Chris Ferrone is one of the editors there, and I met him through my brother, who's a rapper named Lucky Dice. He connected me with Chris when I was in college.
Oh, I see.
And Chris got me into journalism.
Wow.
He sort of teaching me the ropes. So.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. I'm here for like maybe 2 more days. I don't know. We're playing it by ear. So.
I always love journalism. I always do. I always feel like if I had another career choice, I would like to be a journalist. So that's why, like, when I go out to shoot, I'm kind of like a self-journalism, I'm not working for a newspaper or anything.
You're really good. You're really good.
Well, so what made you to wanted to talk to me?
Well, the thing that stood out to me was that when we went to that event, you're so friendly. Like what I want to focus on was like you're a ray of sunshine. Like your smile is like, elaborate. And I was like, well, who's this really friendly Yang Gang supporter that is at this event? And like you made me feel very welcome. So I was like, I just wanted to interview you. And actually, I told my editor, he was like, well, there could be a story there. And he said, we want to find out why you're a Yang Gang supporter. And you're not a political candidate. Yeah, you're not running for president. But there's a story there. I believe when I did my research, you have an you're on IMDb, Internet Movie Database. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, one of my films was on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was called The Lingering.
Lingering Time.
Yeah. So I didn't see a picture of this. I wasn't sure if it was you.
Oh yeah.
But The Lingering Time.
Yeah.
So
that's one of my films.
Yeah. So I was like, like you're on IMDb, like you. And the thing I'm noticing more and more is that you have local celebrities. So like Lucky Dice, who's my brother, is a local celebrity. He makes money off of rap. Rex, who's a local rapper out of Lawrence, Massachusetts, he makes a living off of rap. They travel to Europe once a year with the Beantown Bullies, and they make money. They come back home, and they, do what they have to do. They work their regular jobs, except Rex, who's a full-time rapper. So I look at you as a local celebrity.
Oh, thank you.
And we're a weekly paper, so we have to focus on local news. And yeah, you're from Manhattan, you're not from Boston, but still, like, it's still local, and they're local heroes that exist.
Thank you. Wow. Oh, that's very sweet.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, yeah, that's
you did your research.
That's what I do. So, yeah, I when I was at George Washington University, I did have a passion for journalism, and I did radio. So I have some experience, even though I don't have a degree in journalism.
Yeah.
I might as well. I just don't have. I have the basic experience.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, CNN.
Yeah.
Quality yet.
Yeah. No. That was fun last night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I wanted to sing my karaoke song.
Yeah.
I signed up for Lady Gaga, Bad Romance.
They didn't call your name.
They didn't. Well,
too many people.
The thing is that we had to go because we had to go back to our. We're staying at a farmhouse, so so we had to go back to our place. So just to take off. So.
NGN killed it last night.
Yeah, how was it?
It was wonderful.
Nice.
He was funny. He was to the point. Every question he killed it.
Nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And he I loved it from what I saw. Confident.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
When he answered that, I think 17-year-old question about what was it there was a 17-year-old asking him about, I think it was it UBI or no? Oh my God! The 17-year-old asked him some question. I just blanked on what it was, but he said, "Oh, it was UBI." He said, "How does that affect? I think Social Security or something or no." Anyway, no, affected social services. Sorry, social services. I'm like mixing up my words.
It's okay.
And he said, "Well, when you're 18." How does it feel that you'll get not only the $1,000 a month, but you'll also get financial literacy courses in high school or college that teach you how to spend that $1,000 a month? And I was like, well, that makes so much sense because when I was in high school, if I had $1,000 a month, the first thing I'm doing is buying a new pair of shoes, or I'm buying the next Xbox.
Yeah.
But like to have a financial literacy course to teach me how to spend $1,000 a month, that makes so much sense.
Right.
So yeah, I'm undecided when it comes to this election.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna read this.
Please do. Yeah.
And who knows, it might sway me. So.
Yeah.
But I like to stay undecided. So, yeah.
It's more mysterious.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's great. So I'll keep you posted, my videos.
And I'll keep you posted on the
Yeah,
article.
yeah, and let me know. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that sometimes my way of yanning people is making videos. When I post my video out, actually not only people believe in NGN likes to watch it, and my agenda, I have an agenda, is to influence people, and it's very funny. A lot of my films are very funny, not like preaching.
Yeah, I liked how you said, "Oh, hi, Mr. Officer." Like you're pulling by a police officer. You're like, "Hi," like wait to him. I was like, "Okay, like that's cool." But it made me chuckle, So
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Thank you so much
Oh, yeah, of course.
for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.